Welcome back to the DIY Cat Homeowner channel. Last week on the channel, we were starting from the bottom up, so it was time to refinish floors. I sanded down the original 132-year-old maple floors, filled them with wood filler to hide all of those gaps, sanded that back down, and then used a water-based polyurethane, 4 coats of it to be precise, to finish the floors off. Then I shifted to trim work, pulling all the nails out and bringing it back to glorious life. Stripping paint from the trim, shellac, varnish, whatever you want to call it, and I guess stain too, through a 3-color process of stain, including provincial dark walnut gel and Kona gel. I made a burnished look that really brought that aged, rich visual texture to the room that I was looking for, that I wasn't fully getting with the green. And with those up, I was finally able to install my motorized shades that I partnered with SmartWings on, and the room once again had privacy. So let's shift to more trim work. Welcome back for another week and another disclaimer. Like I said last week, this is really the second of 3 parts that aim to wrap up the work that goes into the drawing room. Last week, you just saw in the recap, we did some stuff. This week, I am covering the coffered ceilings, the transom wall, and the trim boxes. Now, the transom wall, you're not going to see 100% complete, but you will see some things in the background regarding the feature wall, which means the wall mural and the built-ins. Those will be discussed fully next week, so you're not missing anything today if you're wondering how those came about or what the deal was. That being said, please enjoy. Okay, so these were going to be 3 foot wide. I'm going to start with my bottom piece, and then I'm going to do the vertical piece that caps it. Okay. These are really just place markers because I need to do a vertical one and make sure that we are actually lining up and that I don't have to shift anything. Let's measure that height. 25-inch piece. Oh shit, don't do that. Yeah. You bastard. Is it at 36 right now, you guys? And of course it's a goddamn twisted board. Thing that would be easier with 2 people. Why do they always have to twist? Okay. Now here's the tricky thing that I don't need to figure out right now, but I want to. So this is obviously the built-in, and this is the transom. I can't have glass where this is, so there has to be another fella here-ish, and it's whatever this width is going to be mirrored on the other side. So we're going to have a big solid piece of stained wood, and then the windows. How the hell did I measured it from the floor? Oh, there's that. Yeah. Shit. Now 101 inches with a custom cut. Last board of this little thing until I can make the cross piece because I was short by 1 2x6. That's just life. 102 3/4. But I need the measuring tape. I did it from the floor again. Damn it. Oh, thank you. It's weird already having that there. Is my lens dirty? Yes. But just like... Ah! That's how you break phones, just so you know. God, that stand is just poop. This is, already it feels gigantic in here, just having those pieces up. The separation that creates, yeah, it really makes the room feel larger. Also, that looks like a movie projector screen. I'm very happy that it feels as big as it does. Because honestly, I was getting a little bit in my head about, when you have these empty rooms with no furniture, and you're missing a wall and all this stuff, you do start forgetting. This sounds really weird, and let me know if you experience this too. You start forgetting how big a space actually is, and yeah, you're standing in it without your furniture, specifically the giant sofa. You can't kind of quantify a space. That's why there's a whole business for people to stage homes still, because a lot of people can't envision an empty house with their own furniture in it, wondering if is my Is my shit gonna fit in there? It's just about 8. I'm just about done for the day. I have to take the trash out, trash pickups tomorrow, and eat candy because I keep buying it. I have a problem. Oh, I'm holding my human child here, planning out my day. It's Saturday, which is the tits, and I feel like I've got so many possibilities before me until tomorrow morning when, you know, the dreads come in. I just put my order in at Menards to pick up some lumber so that I can start framing in the rest of the transom that actually makes the transom, and framing in the ceiling as well. Then I'm going to go to Costco because I need a couple things. Before all that, I'm going to stop at Home Depot for some electrical stuff that Menards does not sell. Yeah, it's going to be a good day. I've determined it's going to be a good day, and we're going to get a lot done. Paolo is enjoying the cuddles of life until the sofa gets moved into the appropriate room. Things are good. Should we do this? Yes. It's time to put the transom up. I need to do at least one long piece across that's against the ceiling, but I also need to do this in a way to figure out how low it needs to be for the crown molding that'll be everywhere in this side of the room to line up perfectly with the bottom. Really, I just brought this in here in a couple pieces just to see how it's gonna look against that. This guy, well, it's pretty perfect. And you know what? I think there's room for fudging. I'll be right back. I'm gonna cut these in half and get one more portion, install those, and then I can figure out how far down I need it to come because I want the glass panes to be 8 inches because that is what they are on the front porch, and I want that to be symmetrical. It's not super important because I guess there's multiple sizes out there. I should bring you with me. So you can see out here that like these top ones, actually these ones aren't even 8. These are about 7.5. These are 10.5, and these are 11. I'm not locked in. I can make it whatever I want it to be. Also because it's my house. And if I want to do it at my house, I'm going to do it at my house. Do you fit? You do. Okay. Is this level? It should be level. We're going to see if it's level. Right on the money. See, I want it to be more rectangular than square. That doesn't need to get figured out right now. This does. What's a good height that feels good? This is how I figure stuff out, by the way. I just eyeball it. I think 90 inches is fine. So we're gonna do 10-inch tall pieces. I settled it. 4 10-inch pieces. Hike up my britches. Easier with 2 people, but this is me. Oh, good. Well, this one it bends, that's right. This makes a difference. I hope you can see that this makes a difference in the space. It really makes it feel like it's its own space now. It's finally time to get cracking on the coffered ceilings. From the moment I decided that I was gonna do them, I have really had no idea how I was gonna do them. And then ultimately decided like, okay, you're gonna run 2x4s across the ceiling, and then you want these wider, so 2x6s underneath them, and they need to figure out some sort of a finishing piece underneath that, and then you need to get the crown molding, excuse me. And then a few days into that like finalized plan of sizes, it dawned on me, well, how are you going to attach these to the ceiling? Because the ceiling joists run this way, but obviously I have pieces running the other way. And most importantly, the pieces that go this way, which it's, 3, we're not counting the transom wall because that's kind of its own thing. They don't line up with joists. So what are you going to attach them to? I came up with my plan yesterday on my drive down to Madison to work with a client. I'm going to be attaching these ones first with the 2x4s because I can hit every single stud along the way. And then I can run this way across them with my 2x6s. I'm so cold. It's like 49 degrees outside and it's May 19th, kind of over that. So I'm gonna do that with the plan that this Memorial Day weekend, I will be able to get all of the coffered ceilings done, which is gonna be really exciting. I'm gonna start with just 3 full-size 2x4s, and then I'll start measuring what the remaining gaps are that I need to cover, and then we'll start flying this way to get those in place, and then I can start filling in the gaps. So this is gonna take a minute. I'm sure. So I'm gonna get the ugly camera out, sorry in advance. Well, the annoying thing is that I'm gonna have to use the stud finder to make sure, because you can't trust anything these days. And I can see one screw, well, maybe I can see some of the screws. Smart Sean, who lives in the past and is often quite separate from me, Sean. I'm Sean, restoring Sean. Smart Sean, who lives in the past, left the plaster off the screw heads going all the way around the perimeter. I did that specifically so that when the time came to put at least the perimeter pieces up, I would know where to drill them without having to resort to this. So that is very exciting because it's less work I have to do right now. Then I could just measure the distance between each one and mimic it over there. That's awesome. Awesome the blossom. I don't know why I'm rhyming. And I'm using these big kid 3-inch screws to do this because I want to make sure that they're in. And then the ultimate plan is that I've got a 2x4. So this is really 1.5 by 3.5 inches here because I want the perimeter a little bit narrower than the cross beams. I'll have either another 2x4 underneath or the 2x6s that go that way. And then I'm getting common board or just flat board, and that's going to be the bottom of the whole rig. That's the plan. Okie dokie, you go up first. Again, this would be easier with 2 people, but here we are. And this is what I do. Before I do this, I'm going to guess that these are 16 inches apart, but let's see what it is on this. Oh, 16 on the dot, bitch. Please, please, please don't remember. I think this lines up. Don't fuck with me. You know you're hitting a stud when the whole board like moves up into the ceiling. Damn, that is in! It's tight! Board is bent. Stupid. You saw the inception. It's time for a time lapse. So change the drawing room to 100% brightness. Now I gotta put this big thing up myself. Attached to the ceiling myself, not up myself. You know what I meant. Get your head out of the gutter. I mean, these aren't like dumb heavy. It's heavy, but not bad heavy. Please, 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 please. And all right. Oh, don't. Come on, Fran. It's 9:30 right now. So I've been at this for four hours. I am very happy with the progress that I made today. Almost the entire ceiling is done with the 2 layers. So now I need to add the 3/4 inch piece, but that's like the nice wood because that's what's going to be visible. But again, ton of progress. I feel like if I really hustle through the week, I may be able to be at a point this weekend where I can mostly just be painting. Certainly I'll be at a point where I can finish this weekend. I'm back from, you know, the place, Menards. I'm gonna get the last couple pieces up that I couldn't finish the other night. And then the instant gratification part of me wants to get the nice wood up just so that it's all clean and pretty. But I'm not gonna do that because I do not have the time to devote to it tonight and I don't want another mess hanging out. What I'm gonna do instead is clear out the front, well, the back room of the basement, I guess. Hang up tarps all around it, because that is going to become the location for my spraying of paint. And everything I bought today and all of the crown molding, I'm going to spray it rather than roll it, because that means I can get it done super in a fraction of the time. I just have to do the setup for it, which is what I've been avoiding. We got a lot of paint cans to move down there. You're gonna help. You're so helpful, and you're very lovey. Oh, that's my boy. Don't do that. Whew, thank God it landed the right way up. That would have sucked. I am so unscientific about how I do this. Woo, that's the biggest daddy long legs. Holy shit. Okay. Looks like I'm ready to murder. That's fine. I'm gonna go and bring boards down. This is all the crown molding for the drawing room. I will drop the link below. I got this on Wayfair, and it is foam. It is not wood. I'm gonna get this stuff opened up. You guys have been watching me as I've been layering all that wood on the ceiling, and that is because these will attach like that. So there's a big vertical piece on it, which is fantastic. And that will get glued and probably stapled, not nailed. And as I've said before, I want as much painted as possible before it goes up so that I don't have to paint over my head. All right, now this is the product that we are using. It's the Premium Wall and Wood Primer from Sherwin-Williams, and the kind folks at my local store tinted it for me. So it should be like a grayish, it might be a little greenish, but we'll find out. Now, for my sprayer, which is a Wagner sprayer, it came with 2 different sized reservoirs. This one is supposed to be for interior work. I have clearly never used it, as it's very clean, but I'm gonna try it on this. I need to find an extension cord. Oh, there's one right there. Is still working, friend? Yeah. Normally when I'm spraying outside, I will dilute the paint by adding some water to it and stirring it, which is kind of a pain in the butt, but it said I don't need to do that for this paint. Now remember, this is not the final color, this is just primer. Okay, just a light gray. Snap that on. Nice and clean. Pop it and lock it. Face masks, I don't want to breathe this in. This actually went not bad. And I only started running out of paint right at the very end, so it's good to know that 1 container will do that. But it did all this. They are a little bit splotchy. Now, if the green color goes on a little splotchy, I plan on doing 2 coats regardless. That was quick. That took 10 minutes. The next morning, they're pretty good. I think what I'm gonna do is narrow it down to 10, get the first coat of green on, wait an hour, do the second coat, wait an hour, and then I'll move the rest. I keep waffling on if I want to paint these nice boards first or not, and I think I'm just gonna put them up because I'm gonna have to patch a lot of little nail holes on them that are gonna have to get sanded, which means I'd be damaging the paint even more. So it makes more sense to put these up first, unpainted, paint over my head, which I didn't want to do, but that's okay. I do have all the crown molding painted though. It looks pretty good. Everything's a mess in here. Oh, yay for weekends off. And that is the finished wood on all of it. I've got some, nail holes to fill, and then there's a couple areas where like there was just the slightest little lip. I can fix that. It's a day of random projects. I installed the casing on that, which very helpfully, I positioned the camera and then I didn't turn it on to record. So you're welcome, I'm on my A game. The ceiling is painted, and that means it is time to start putting the crown up. Very nervous about this. I don't know what to expect. I don't know how it's gonna turn out. I've never done crown before. I figured it would be easy because it's pretty straight on the back. This is the first piece. In a perfect world, this is gonna go quickly. In a perfect world. I made myself a little map of the room with every grid so I can measure out all 4 sides, go cut all 4, and then pop them up. Hopefully this moves along kind of quickly, but we'll see. I think it's 1 o'clock right now. So what time is it?
The time is 2:02 p.m.
2:02, so I'm an hour off, but... All right, you go into your home. I guess I'm gonna do it. I don't know, man. What I was getting a little worried about is I think I'm gonna have to do a couple at a time for these. Come on, get out of the way. I don't think, oh, will it just slide up into place? There's gonna be some serious caulking, but we're gonna roll with it. Hi. So I'm having a real issue with this, and I'm guessing that it is because of something. I don't know, but I'm having a real issue with it, and I cannot get the corners to line up. And I don't want to just keep cutting, length off, because that's, kind of counterproductive, because eventually I'm gonna have a huge gap there I'm gonna have to figure out how to fill. So I'm thinking I'm going to get inside corner pieces so I can just cut these at straight 90-degree angles. I just need to figure out what I want that piece to look like. So I'm gonna pop into the drawing board now and problem solve. I've been sitting here for 20 minutes staring at the crown molding and trying to determine what I'm going to do. And I think I'm going to design blocks to go into every corner, and then a decorative piece to go underneath the block, and then have it kind of merge over the support pieces that run across, and have a little decorative bit on the bottom of that, which is a look that I had considered and then just decided like, nah, you don't need to spend your money on that, but now I'm going to. So I think it should be pretty, famous last words, relatively simple to do this, to design these things. And then I can have my dad plane them down into the blocks, and then they can all be cut at the same height, and then I can, screw around with the rest. I just wish it wasn't that, like I wish I'd been able to hit the easy button on this and just move forward. Not this time. And it, some things just elude me, and I'll be very honest with you guys on that. I, for whatever reason, cannot figure out how to cut crown molding and trim. I don't know why. It's just not, I don't want to say it's like not something I'm ever going to be able to learn to do, because I've gotten much better at plastering on the sheetrock, but this just like, I don't know. And I thought this kind would be easy because it has like a vertical part of it, that it would be easier to do, but it's really not. It makes me feel dumb, and I know I'm not, and I'm not looking for sympathy. I'm not looking for anyone to be like, you're not dumb, you're so smart. I feel dumb, and I just cannot wrap my head around it right now. I'm gonna take the fine saw, I'm gonna cut straight lines down the 4 pieces that are already installed, measure what that width is, and then everything else is going to accommodate and match that. If you can't beat them, join them. We're gonna make this ceiling more complex than it already fucking was, but lemonade at 11, it's gonna look cool. It's gonna be more detail. That's not a bad thing. Just wasn't the plan. Time to get going before a cat comes and sits on me. Okay, bye. Finish my temper tantrum. I went ahead and cut off the angled bits. So perhaps this helps now. Everything will be like that piece where it'll end like that. I'll have the blocks in place. Now I can like steam forward on this. We are just about there. So from figuring out what I was gonna do with those corner block pieces to finishing this, that took about an hour 40. Yeah, this feels so much better in here already. And apart from those dumb little chunks, but I've already talked to my dad with the plans in motion. So they should all fit right up in there. Cool. So now I need to determine if I want to use like a router to get rid of the corner, if I want to add some detail, etc. There are 40 of these. You know, I go through these phases of, it gets late, like we're coming up on 9. And then I get the like sudden drive that I'm gonna do something. I kept trying to do random projects tonight and just couldn't like focus on it. So I opened up the box of the box trim that came, and it's going to go around all the lights. Now I've kind of gone back and forth in my head over the last few days on if I want to paint this in advance or if I want to just install it and then deal with the paint on the wall. And I'm thinking I'm just gonna, I know, if I'm telling you this, I know. I'm just gonna paint it on the wall because cutting it is gonna chip the paint, stapling it to the wall, chip the paint. I'm likely gonna have to caulk around it. I guess depending on, you know, what the situation is with like close to the wall, it ends up being, because I've never worked with this before. And then I'm gonna have to, of course, caulk some seams where they meet up and fill nail holes and such. So I'd have to be touching it all up anyway. I'm just gonna put it on the wall as is. So I got these off Wayfair, and they are polystyrene, just like the ceiling up above. These ones, though, unlike those bastards, came with little instructions on the packaging. I might give a whirl at using the brad gun. I've never used a brad nailer, so we'll see if that does okay. And also we're gonna see if my little cutters do this. These are them. They look like garden shears, but you can change. Let's get some good lighting. There we go. You can change what angle you want the cut to be, and it's just like that, so don't get your finger in it. But let's just see how well it does a 45-degree cut, since that's what all of the cuts are going to be. And in case you're curious what the profile of this is, it is that. So this is, I think it's 7/8 of an inch across, and then it's 5/8 thick. I didn't want something that was going to be, you know, crazy robust because I didn't want it to stick out from the wall that much. So we're going to put you on the angle. Oh, bitch. Look at that. Sharp and easy, just like me. What I need to do first is the boring part, which is going to be measuring out. Oh, sorry, I really came at the camera there. Measuring out where the boxes are going to go. So some of these lights are centered more or less on the wall of where they're supposed to be with the box. But others, like with the window frame there, I need to measure 12 inches in from that side of the frame, and then it can start, and then figure out what would center the light off the built-in. I'll come back when that's done, because you're not going to see the pencil marks. I will, and that's just not exciting for you to watch. So I just had to give a quick update because I was kind of stressing about where I had planned this, and in the video, I spoke very confidently about, yep, it's 17 inches in because it's 5 for the trim and 12 for this. And as I'm measuring, I'm like, no, it's not. That doesn't line up. That doesn't make sense. So then I just figured, okay, put the level on top of the light, start from scratch. Where's dead center? How wide can you make it? All right. So I don't know if you can see, you can kind of see the pencil mark on there. So I measured 14 inches. Just now figured out where dead center is between them. Okay, I'll just make it 4 feet because I've got the space. That ended up being 14 inches on this side. So I'm just a big dumbass and must have known the future me would figure out what past me had done. So anyway, okay, I'm going to get back to it. Bye. I was so bummed because I just ate a bagel that my toaster just burned the shit out of. That's not the way to start your weekend. Went and bought brad nails yesterday. I'm going to give an attempt at using the brad nailer. Never have. The instructions said to set the depth at half. I don't know what that means, so I need to figure that out. I am going to actually cut all of this polystyrene trim because all of the boxes are actually the same height. The only things that are different are the horizontal pieces. And even then, there's 2 of each. So I was like, why don't you just take the measurements and just kind of set up a little assembly line and start cutting stuff. I'm going to do that. Should go pretty quick. I don't think that's true, but it should. Did you ever notice sometimes you're just like weirdly out of breath? Thought I was recording and I wasn't. This is how it looks. And I'm very happy with it. It's always exciting to see a plan come to life. And also, I will use that brad nailer for as much as I possibly can because it makes the tiniest little holes and it's quieter than both the other ones. Brad nailers for the win. I'm late to the game on that. I'm gonna cut the angles on the rest and start filling this wall up. Very exciting. Very exciting. Ow! That hurt. You stupid. Ow! That's what I get for not wearing shoes. You see how quiet that is? It's so nice. Now this is where things are gonna get maybe a little trickier because for the bottom, it's like, okay, well we can match the top 3/4 of an inch up, and that's fine. But you run into things like the outlet. I think what makes sense is to go just up and around it. I don't love the idea. It's not the worst idea, I mean, it's intentional, but it's going to be literally every box. That's okay, because I guess there's asymmetry in that. Let's go with it. I don't know, 3/4 and a half. It could be flush. Do I like that? I don't hate it. So it's either flush or it would come out like an inch, but I feel like if it comes out an inch, that draws more attention to it. I am kind of feeling this flush vibe. Today is Saturday, June, I don't know. Paolo, what day is it? It is Saturday, June 7th. We are officially 2.5 months into this project. I'm ready to be done, but before I can be done, I have to be done. So, trim boxes are ready for caulking and painting. The ceiling is ready for its little panels and caulking and painting. And the transom wall, I just went and spent almost $400 on wood. And that's just for the inside parts of it. That's not for the outside parts. Got to get the inside done first before I can get the outside done. I'm going to be doing a lot of stuff today. I'm going to be all over the place. Last night, I was doing these trim boxes till about 11:45. I was up at 4 a.m. because I couldn't sleep. I obsess over this room so much at this point. that I feel it's best represented by Goldie Hawn in the movie The Out-of-Towners.
I'm angry, I'm tired, and I'm hungry, and I'm running with the wolves!
I think that's accurate. We've just gone from morning to 5 p.m. right now. I have been just working all day long doing prep work. I'm just about at the point that I can start bringing everything in and attaching it. And I feel like I'm right on track because once it's all attached, then I just need to do a little filling and then everything is touch-ups and painting from here on out, pretty much. The ceiling, each of these guys is getting a panel on it, and that's not just for the ones in the middle, it's all along the outside too. I have cut, let's see, let me count quick. I have cut 22 pieces for that. Yeah. I'm pausing my music to say, that looks really good. I'm very happy with that. You heard it here first. And it's not even done. That looks good. Well done, mate. Very warm. It's the next day, but it's time to listen to Sophia talk. But it's time to get on the ladder, start caulking, start painting, and today we finish. I'm so excited. One more cup of coffee, then I'm going. I can safely say I am effectively hating this. I'm hating this right now. You guys know I've done a lot of things in here that have been real hard, and I will not lie. This was the hardest part of the whole room. I don't know at what point I lost my touch with this process, but I did not have it today, and this was utterly and incontrovertibly miserable. I'm 7 hours in to caulking. This has absorbed my entire Sunday. It's 4 p.m. I thought I would be done hours ago. I'm not. It's all part of getting it, ready and cleaned up. Like, it's all part of what has to happen. It's just taking a really long time. Trim time. And Big Mama. So I'm gonna attach these two first so that I know things and stuff. I don't know. Don't talk to me. I'm working. I'm very busy. Level in a moment. And this one I'm gonna have to do some shims in it, so don't gasp that it's not gonna be like perfect right there. It will be when it's done. All right. I didn't realize I was rocking the boob sweat. No one told me. And a wedge. One and a wedge. What's up? Done. If it